This evening we are hosting you tonight at Rockit Vilnius, and we want to share with you some of the most promising and exciting startups in the B2B sector that are actually making tremendous impact on the world.
Absolutely. But first, maybe let's introduce ourselves.
Sure. My name is Roman, and I'm from Katalista Ventures.
And my name is Greta, and I'm also from Katalista Ventures. Together with Rockit, we have been organizing the ROCKIT Impact Accelerator for a while now, and the main aim of this accelerator is to make sustainability practical for all, for startups, for businesses, for ecosystem stakeholders, and everyone else interested. And actually, the fun fact is that I still remember how we created the idea of this ROCKIT Impact Accelerator. We were at the back of a Bolt taxi, and we were driving to get some amazing vegan lunch, and here we are.
So, you know, the startups and the sustainability were kind of ingrained in the ROCKIT Impact Accelerator from the beginning. All right, and also, I mean, who we have here in the audience? It's all the coolest people of Vilnius, of Lithuania, of the Baltics, and not even that, but from all over Europe. So we have amazing investors joining us live and online from Europe and the US. We have experienced jury members who are now waiting, you know, to hear all the pitches and provide feedback and to understand who's going to be the next unicorn and who's going to be the next decacorn. And we have members from our sustainable innovation community that we started also with ROCKIT Impact Accelerator. So, you know, it's going to be an exciting event.
Epic evening indeed. Luckily, we will also have an opportunity to create meetings with investors after this demo day for all of the startups pitching. We have amazing investors joining, so we're very excited about that. And also for every one of you here at Rockit, we will have an opportunity to network, to have drinks together, to chat about all the amazing partnership opportunities.
Fantastic. So let's meet the first person we have, because, you know, with every event, it cannot go without some important people giving important speeches to all of you to inspire you and, you know, get you engaged. So the first person we want to introduce actually is the godfather of ROCKIT Impact Accelerator. He is the head of finance division of Swedbank. Also, fun fact, he's French. And whenever I meet him, I try to speak French to him. Always fails. Always the attempt fails. You know, I always forget the right words. But today I won't make that mistake. Remy Solders, take it away.
I'll just shout.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm not an important person, but I am French. It's correct. Yeah. I'm really excited to see you all here physically. Last time we had pitching for the ROCKIT Impact Accelerator. It was, you know, fully online, which is not quite the same. So that's really exciting. Yes, I am the head of finance for Swedbank. Swedbank, which powers Rockit, and Swedbank, which also happens to be the commercial guinea pig for two of the startups on the ROCKIT Impact Accelerator this time around. I'm very excited also by the expanded scope of the pitching today. We will be hearing not just from startups in the Impact Accelerator, but also more broadly from the Impact startup community, which is great. Just one reflection from me, which is, you know, a lot of people think of sustainability and especially climate in terms of big changes. Oh my God, the planet is going to pot. We need an invention here. We need someone to save the world. We need, you know, hydrogen planes, you know, clean steel, clean cement, and so on. And of course, we need all of these things, and also accelerators will not deliver any of these things. However, I am a very big believer in the fact that we will not save the planet without changing the way that we actually behave and consume. So no amount of invention will save the planet without smart innovations, which actually disrupt the way that we behave and the way that we consume. And this is what this is all about tonight. So welcome.
Thank you so much, Remy. And it seemed like it was almost a commercial for the startup that you're working with this year, Compact, but we'll hear from them later on. So now we have another very important person joining us for some welcome words, and this is not only the most stylish person of our team that curates all of the outfits that we wear, but on a more serious side, she is the brain behind all of the partnerships that happen with the Rockit and the startups and the corporates, and truly a super important part of the accelerator. So Yekaterina Bitas, stage is yours.
Thank you for such a touching and warm introduction. Welcome to Rockit Startup Cinema. Welcome to Rockit, the home of fintech and sustainable innovation. And you know, honestly, I'm so glad and happy we have Rockit Impact Accelerator. You know, and as a season 2 finale, we have this pitching competition today. You know, so many of you gathered today here, and I totally agree with Remy. This expansion is fantastic. So many like-minded people here. Thank you for coming. I hope you will enjoy the show. We like events. We love events. We make great events. And of course, we are so happy to see how people come here on this stage. It's always open for sharing ideas, for pitching, for sharing success and failure stories, for discussions even on uncomfortable topics. And we like keeping Rockit a neutral zone. I would love to say that this is like Switzerland, but I'm not sure anymore if they are still neutral. But maybe someday they will become at least carbon neutral. So we like keeping it neutral for the dialogue between startups, between businesses, between potential customers, between ecosystems, and fintechs, of course. I believe they can empower each and every startup, right, and make the solution fly even faster. This is great, and it's very inspiring when I see you coming here to search for synergies, see how you grow, how companies transform and experiment. And you know what I like the most is that we have such a big freedom to experiment and to transform ourselves. Thank you for that as well. You always support our craziest and bravest ideas. We like to transform Rockit space to jet plane, to casino, to street art gallery, and to the cinema as today. So do you like the setting? Yeah, thank you. You know, of course, all the team stands behind each and every event and each and every program that we have at Rockit, and as well behind the Impact Accelerator. And as well, thank you guys for supporting us, and we're happy to support you in what you are doing. But I would like to ask for one more round of applause for a person who is hiding now in director's room, the true director of our events. In her LinkedIn says that she is event guru at Rockit, and this is 100% true. This is Judita Strumilaitė, event manager at Rockit. Thank you. Thank you for bringing our bravest experiments here to life. And as well, I think we need to thank Modis Events that help us doing that, and that helped Edita a lot. So thank you guys for taking care of our dreams and bringing some popcorn for us. We just need to ask, right? So wishing the best of luck for the startups who are pitching today. Break your leg, guys. But this is, you know, I'm just saying, you know, watch out if you are just going down from the auditorium, from the top of the auditorium. I wish investors to find their match and to grow their unicorn. And for the rest of the company, I wish to enjoy the show. Thank you.
Perfect introduction to this event as well. And Yekaterina just mentioned that, well, we mentioned that Yekaterina is the most stylish person in here. And this is true. This is objectively true. But we have also the second most stylish person coming very soon, who is the director of the accelerator program. And actually the one making things happen, making sure that everything everything runs smoothly, making sure that everyone has a match and the match actually develops into something beautiful and something impactful. And the heart and soul of this accelerator program, Greta Grybaučiūtė.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Actually, I made a small mistake here. I'm one of the co-directors of this ROCKIT Impact Accelerator. We have the other co-directors from the ROCKIT team and from Katalista Ventures team who make this all thing possible. So give them a round of applause. So, you know, there are a lot of different startup accelerators out there. And all of them, as a really startup, they want to have this competitive advantages. They want to differentiate themselves. And when we had multiple meetings with corporates and startups before the program started, actually, during the scouting process, we would always say that, you know, our startup accelerator is different because of the 3 things that I'm going to tell you right now. So the first thing, and the thing that is playing the main actor role in this film, ROCKIT Impact Accelerator, is B2B partnerships and pilot projects between the startups and the corporates. So this year, as the last year, we have 5 startups, 5 corporates, and 5 pilot projects that are really personalized and having this own roadmap, but we believe that we are going to invite all of you again September this year to check the result of those pilot projects. And there is this quote, 2 years per 6 months. So it's actually been said for one of our startup from the last year batch. And this is really true. And we really like this quote because it's true. So because of the constant facilitation of the pilot projects from our amazing chief mentors who can see here and on the photo, Arvidas and Greta, and also from huge commitment from the corporate partners, we're making impossible things possible and accelerating not only the startups, but also corporates who are sometimes slower than the startups and matching this startup-ish culture with the corporate culture. And right now, this is a perfect moment when we are talking about B2B partnerships to say thanks to our amazing production companies, if we would use this team of cinema. So this producers of the ROCKIT Impact Accelerator is Tele2, Swedbank, Amber Grid, Žalgiris, and our legal partner, Trinity UX. So thank you. We're really happy to have you so much business-oriented, caring about sustainability, and giving the business challenges for the startups who are really making a huge impact on business model as well as positive impact on people and planet. And the second thing, which differentiates our accelerator program from the others, is actually impact. So this one is quite obvious. You know, it's locked in our name, so we need to we need to have this impact. But we also want to log this impact in the startup's business model throughout the acceleration program. And this year, actually, each of the startups had their own dedicated sustainability mentor, and for all of their team. And also want to say thank you for Elena, Egle, and Justina, who joined us as sustainability mentors, work with the startups each week. And as a result, all of the startups set their key impact metrics, who they can use to grow actually and to scale, and to show for the investors who really cares about the impact nowadays, right? And to customers, to clients, to use it for communication. And last but not least is community. So each year we see that more and more people are getting involved in this project. And earlier this year, we have this amazing Sustainable Innovation Community launch event. Maybe some of you have been there as well. So with this launch of the community, we also launched the digital community on our Slack channel. And we call this a hub for investors, startups, corporates, governmental institution representatives, experts who really believe in sustainable innovations, who want to make business transformation, and who want to make our world better, right? So right now, till this day, we have more than 100 people join the Slack community. We had amazing 3 participant-driven special Friday events, and also throughout organizing this event, we reached out to more than 300 investors who are someone sitting here on site in the Rockit, and also someone looking us online. And we hope that they will join the community as well. And right now, this place is more for like knowledge sharing, opportunity sharing, but later in the future, we see this as a place for really find new partnerships, to meet investors, to meet corporates, to meet startups, experts, and yeah, all of this. So right now, this is the moment when you can take out your phone, scan the code. I hope that I'm not, yeah, you can scan the code. If you are still not in this community, join us, join this different startup accelerator who has really strong B2B partnerships, impact locked in the business model, and amazing community, which we have also here today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Greta. This looks like a mirror. Anyway, so as you've already seen, what amazing program we have. It's time to start the action going. And before we do that, another part of the really important stakeholders to introduce is our jury. We will have the amazing jury that will judge the startups and the startup pitches tonight. And they will pick 3 top awards. One for audience pick, which is actually as an audience job to do that, but also ROCKIT Impact Accelerator, the best startup from the accelerator, and the second one is sort of the best ecosystem startup in our event. So now we see the jury on the screen, and it's time to say hello.
You know, you see these 4 people smiling, but probably you don't know them yet. So, you know, let's all be friends here. Let us introduce them, and then you'll understand the feedback they'll provide for the startups. So first one here, actually, we have Rick Rasmussen. And Rick is on the right top corner. He's actually a Silicon Valley native. He was there even before the Silicon Valley comedy show was launched. And actually, he was growing startups for quite some years there. We think Rick is kind of like a powerhouse. We think he has enough knowledge, skills, and connections, you know, to power a unicorn. But, you know, after a couple of them that he exited, you know, it's a little bit boring for him. So, you know, he now wears more hats. He's a professor at UC Berkeley. He is an advisor to many startups. He's a public speaker. He's a consultant. He's doing many, many different things, and as an investor as well. So it's amazing to have Rick here.
For sure. Applause to Rick. We also have with us Julia Fisher. Julia is tuning in straight from New York and has had many roles throughout her career, all somehow related to impact. And of course, currently, Julia is supporting one of the most prominent VC funds and accelerator programs in EU and US, Village Capital. So yeah, we're so happy to have you here, Julia. Thanks for joining.
Perfect. So the third juror we have is Rina Hini, and she's another representative from the land across the ocean, from the land of the free, so to speak. So Rina is an impact investor at Helena, and Helena is an organization that sets the goal of solving global problems and global challenges. So Corona crisis, they pretty much solved. I mean, we are not wearing masks, so thanks, Helena, and other problems as well. So it's great to have her here as well. But fun fact, she's now doing her master's, her graduate studies in Columbia University, where one of the co-founders of one of the startups pitching today have gone. So we're already making some connections, making some touch points. So welcome, and happy to have you here.
Welcome. And finally, the fourth jury member is Sahiba Muhidinova, investor at G-Force. And Sahiba is looking to back mission-driven climate tech startups and founders, and is truly a thought leader in everything impact and women leadership. So you definitely want to connect to really all of them on LinkedIn. Thank you all for joining, and let's have the last round of applause to our jury.
All right, so we feel like all the introductions have been made now. We are all friends here, so let's begin. Let's begin what we came for here, the pitching competition. So today we'll have 10 B2B impact startups from different walks of life, from different industries, from different stages of development, and from different countries. And all of them will be trying to convince you, the audience, and the jurors here, why they are the next unicorn and why they're the next zebra as well. So, let's see how it goes. So how will we do it?
We will do it in a simple way. So we will have 3 minutes for each pitch, and then 3 minutes for Q&A from the jury. So really simple setup. If a startup misses to some important information, these are the 3 minutes to share.
But startups, whoever in the audience, be careful, because we have also a German startup in the audience, so he will not let us go over 3 minutes. It will be exact. So if you don't stop, we will have to stop you unless he will. So be careful.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So we will have 5 startups pitching, then we'll have a short break to refill our popcorn buckets, and then we'll come back for another 5 startups for the pitch.
Super. And what's happening after? I mean, you're probably wondering, okay, where does this end? So, after demo days, normally there is this speed dating, like the usual exercise where you quickly meet all the startups, you're the investor, you're like looking through all of them. But to be honest, between you and me, I'm more of a fan of regular dating. So what will happen is the investors will have a chance to meet the startups for actually 30 minutes and have a proper discussion, but after the event, so the next days. So all the investors online and tuning in live, you'll receive Calendly link where you'll be able to choose the time slots when you can meet the startups. So wait for it, and you'll have a chance to meet them.
Yeah, and actually this information is not only important for investors, but also for all the audience. We will have a lot of opportunities tonight. So you will see a menti.com link, which I'm sure during the COVID times everyone has used a million times. So you'll see a Menti link, and after each pitch, you will have a chance to vote, or like during each pitch, you will have a chance to vote which option you would like to choose, either to invest 200,000 to some fancy yacht or a private island, or to a startup that is pitching. At the same time, after we have all the pitches done, you will have a chance also to pick your favorite startup. So keep tuned in onto Menti and vote, and yeah, show your vote.
So now that we know the rules of engagement, so to speak, let's get it started, shall we?
Let's do it.
So the first startup we want to invite is Bikekeep. And to start off this pitching session, we want to welcome Christian Lind here to the stage. But before he comes out, for the Lithuanians, you should know that every Estonian we've ever met, every investor, ecosystem player, they're always asking, guys, can you please introduce me to Christian? I mean, he's like a superstar there. And, to be honest, if we listen to all of them, we would pack his calendar probably until Easter. So we didn't do it. Instead, we said, come over to demo day, pitch, we'll give them your Calendly, and they can meet you in person. Estonians in the audience, if you're here or online, you're welcome. And Christian, take it away.
Thank you. But I'm not alone, but there's also Mari joining me. So that's the reason why they all want to be introduced me. There's a strong and large team behind me.
All
actually.
right.
So Mari, would you please join me? Thank you. Yes. 1, 2, 3, action. So, good afternoon. We are Christian and Mari from Bikekeep. As we all know, our cities are changing. They're growing. More and more people are moving into the cities, but the way we are moving around them in today is not sustainable. And if we had more people move around the same way, it's not going to work. So we need to do something differently. And luckily, micromobility is offering a solution for us. An average trip in a city is less than 5 kilometers, so a distance that's easily traveled with an e-scooter or a bike. And it's becoming more and more popular. That's why McKinsey is predicting a 200 times growth into this industry within this very decade. And what Bikekeep does is we see that if our vehicles change, then our cities need to change. So if the new kinds of cities will have more and more micromobility, what we are offering to them is an infrastructure where you, as a micromobility user, are able to park your device very easily and very securely. Just tap of the button from your mobile phone or scanning a transit card, you're able to lock your e-bike, or an electric scooter and also charge it at the same time. So we have already sold our solutions to more than 28 different countries, and we are growing our annual order rates with a pace of more than 100% per year. So we see a very strong evidence of a product market fit here, and this decade has only begun for us, so there's more and more growth ahead. During this accelerator, we are looking into different piloting opportunities within the city of Vilnius, and we have already received a very positive impact from the private sector and also from the municipal sector. But not only that, we have also investigated our impact.
Yeah, so in this accelerator, we received an impact report from Vested Impact Ltd, and we are proud to report that we have impacted 108,000 lives positively. And with an impact rate of 51.2, this is above averages in our industry. So, and we have very small negative impact rating. The positive part is that our infrastructure accelerates micromobility in the cities, and this also promotes healthy lifestyle.
Yes, so doing a lot of good for a lot of people. At the moment, we feel that we are in a stage where we are just pushing for a network growth in 28 different countries, as stated, but we see as going forward, we are able to enable others to leverage our smart technology to offer the same kind of solution. And that's why we are in a stage where we're preparing for our Series A fundraising, because we feel that we have figured out how to introduce this kind of a solution into a city. We have a game plan, we understand the sales cycles, and now just need to repeat the same thing in a very different various around cities in order to lock them up into our ecosystem. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Mari, for a great pitch. And now we will move to our jury and listen to the questions that you have. Who wants to go first? You can show up your hands. Yeah, here you go.
And can you hear me all right? Yeah?
Yes,
okay,
yes, I think it's fine.
So one, great job. I loved actually hearing about it. My question is around scalability. So it's really interesting to hear that you already have some municipal investment. How do you foresee entering new cities, and are there different regulations to kind of keep in mind as you grow?
So every city is a bit specific, but what we have really seen that what helps us scaling into the new cities is that we are giving our smart technology to the local operators. So we don't scale with our hardware, but we scale with our IoT systems. So we don't go into the new cities competing with the existing companies, but enabling them to make their infrastructure connected. And this has already brought a lot of interest for our existing hardware products as well. So we go in by enabling them, and this is generating interest for our existing product range.
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions?
So you're raising money to build out the sales cycle. So we get a sense for the fact that you're working through partners. Can you break that open and describe kind of how the sales cycle works, the length of the sales cycle, and how you're looking to accelerate that?
Yes, the sales cycles in a municipal infrastructure are quite lengthy, and that's why we feel that we need to start it in multiple different cities. In order to get it started, it's hard, but it's a very sticky business. Once a city has already launched some kind of a network of bicycle parking service, they won't create another competing service next to it. The way we want to accelerate it is by just starting multiple cities at once. And we see that going through the partners and giving our smart technology to them, it's a clear pattern that they want to do it, and they are initiating it for us.
Thank you. I think we would have time for one more question.
Hello.
Yeah?
Well done on the progress so far, incredible. And I love that you are also measuring an impact. My question is, what was your traction so far in terms of revenue?
In terms of revenue, in 2021, we did 1.2 million euros in revenue, and we're growing it in a rate of 100+% per year.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for the jury, and thank you for the BikeKeep team.
Thank you.
And now let's see whether the audience has chosen. No? Do we have any of the Menti results of potential investments by the audience? Here you go, here you go. So 19 people, 2022 have voted, and we see that 78% would invest in BikeKeep.
But you know, those 25 actually are those who just want to stay closer to Estonia and closer to BikeKeep, so they would buy an island and do some networking and connections there. So that was the reason.
I think they are angry that BikeKeep is pitching here in the Rockit Impact Accelerator, not in Estonian Accelerator. Okay, so thanks for all the votes. Now we will have our second startup called Lectrium. And we will welcome Žygimantas Zabieta, a co-founder of Lectrium, on stage. He and his co-founder met during the Antler Startup Accelerator and actually have been picked from like thousands of talents all around. So we're really excited to have you here. And yeah, you're making our lives greener, so have a go at it. And before we hear the pitch, we see another question for our audience. So would you rather invest 200,000 into Lectrium or to study at Columbia University and maybe be part of their team? Let's see. So go ahead, Žygimantai.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, action. Hello, we are Lectrium and we are making every home EV ready. Because homes in the United States of America are not ready for EV adoption. In 8 years, there's going to be 20 million new electric vehicles on the roads in the United States of America. But for us, we see 20 million electric vehicle chargers being installed at people's homes. Or in other words, 20 million smart devices connecting your house, your car, and the grid. And for us, that's a true opportunity. But now we start with facilitating electric vehicle charger installations at people's home. We provide people with quotes for electric vehicle charger installation and we match them with electricians. Started in November last year, we already generating revenue by selling the service of EV charging installation for roughly $2,000 each. And you can see this e-corgi of one of our customers. We already made 2 rounds of funding and we have a team of 11 people working in New York and Vilnius. And we are proud winners of Columbia University Climate Challenge and being selected winner of Tournament of Champions of Columbia University Challenges. So how does it work? When you buy a car, the dealership refers you to our survey. You answer a few questions and we match you with the electrician. We issue you a quote and the certified electrician bid for your jobs on our platform and comes to your place to install the charger. And soon everything will be automated and happen without a push of the button. But when we'll be doing tens and thousands of installations, we'll be asking ourselves, do we really want to install somebody else's chargers? Do we really want to install somebody else's software and electrical panels? Actually, no. Because installing a charger is just the phase 1 for Lectrium. We already raised funding to build the installation platform and make it fully automated. But for us, EV charger is just an instrument to connect every home in the US into one virtual power plant through our future home energy management applications. And we make impact on 4 different dimensions. First of all, environmental impact is made by facilitating EV growth in the world. Secondly, we make a social impact because we help electricians to find better paid jobs. The economic impact is for your house. When you install a charger, their value increases. Most importantly, we make a cultural impact by building a strong team in New York and Vilnius, combining people from 5 different continents already. So join us on our mission to make every home EV ready.
All right, great pitch, Žygimantas. And let's take it to the jury. What are your thoughts? What are your questions? Go ahead.
Wait, you go ahead first.
Okay. I was wondering. Oh no. Is my screen freezing?
A little bit, but we can hear you. We can still hear
you. If you can hear me. Okay, great. I was wondering what your growth strategy is, considering you're going through dealerships and they're primarily a decentralized system.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. We start with dealerships, and there are 3 types of dealerships. Ones are like single dealership, then there are networks of dealerships, and there are dealerships connected with the OEMs. So we start with single dealerships. We identify locations, counties, by their affluence, by people income, and where most probably people will buy electric cars. We go there, we connect electricians in that area, and then dealerships being onboarded with our sales system where they actually sell our service to their customers. So we do not need to pay salaries to our salesmen because dealership owners pay salaries of their salesmen that are selling our Lectium installations.
All right, any more questions? Go ahead.
Me?
Sure.
You didn't mention how much are you raising?
Yeah, we have just raised our pre-seed round, and in a few months we are going to start raising the seed round. So please, let's keep in touch, and we can talk numbers a little bit later.
Perfect. And last question from the jury. Go ahead.
It's also a bit around the business model. So thanks for that explanation around the dealerships. Do you have dedicated people on your team working to onboard electricians and working to onboard dealerships?
Yeah, it's connected. Onboarding electricians is not that complicated because we help them to get a better paid jobs, and they really want to work with us. Those finding an electrician through Angie List or other similar platforms are not in favor for electricians. They need to pay to get leads, and we give them leads for free, and we help them to make more money. So they work with us willingly.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's it for the jury. And round of applause for Žygimantas. So let's see what the audience have answered before we move into the next one. All right. 65%, 67% want to invest into this unicorn Lectrium. And 29 want to study in Colombia. I mean, 26, okay, it's changing. You are changing their mind already. Nice, nice. And they want to study in Colombia again, just to join your team and to become the intern who does the sales in the US. So it's perfect. 2 interns and 1 co-founder. Yes. 3 people from Colombia. Amazing. All right, let's move forward. Who do we have next? Next we have Compact. And Compact is also from Estonia. So shout out to all the Estonians here. Estonia is an amazing country, right? But we always hear the stories of how startups want to move to Estonia for many different reasons. It's the land of the unicorns, they have the e-residency, they have all the amazing things. But have you heard of stories of Estonian startups wanting to move to the Silicon Valley of Europe, Vilnius? Well, let me tell you, there is one. There is one story at least that we know of, at least today, and it's Egle, who actually bought a ticket to Vilnius and said, you know what? I think I'm staying. I don't want to buy a ticket back. So, here she is. Egle, take it away. Tell us about Compact.
Hi, my name is Egle, and today I represent our SaaS business, Compact. We help companies act sustainably. But for us, SaaS also means sustainability as a service, and I will tell you what I mean by it. In the early days of Compact, me and Kaisa were daydreaming of how all employees on this planet could be sustainability ambassadors. We also noticed that companies need to follow new regulations on sustainability, and 2 out of 3 millennials would quit their job if it would have no ambition beyond profit. At the moment, companies need to go through hundreds of pages of guidelines or hire extra employees to deal with sustainability topics. This is highly inefficient and costly for the company. We provide an interactive AI-based toolkit for companies, helping them to reach their climate goals. Our solution can be easily integrated to the communication tool that the company already uses, such as Slack or Microsoft Teams. So this is how employees can use our sustainability coach on a daily basis. They see fun, but also informative facts, videos, and can take part in sustainability challenges. Swedbank Lithuania had the same problem. How can their employees can be engaged in sustainability topics? So now they have our sustainability coach in their internal communication tool, Microsoft Teams. We have received great feedback previously. 86% of users recommend us to others. There's an increase in internal communication and a 10% rise in eco-awareness already after a month. Being sustainable also pays off, saving 32 euros on eco cost per user annually. With the €0 spent on marketing, we have already been approached by 16 companies. We have done 8 pilot projects and signed 8 LOIs. We have a product both for startups and for corporates. We offer a B2B subscription model and ask 4 or 6 euros per user per month, depending on the level of customization. Compared to the other sustainability-related communication tools, Compact is the easiest to implement. Doesn't matter if you have 50 or 5,000 employees. Today, beta testing is done, and by the end of the year, we will have 12 companies on board. Through our highly scalable product, location, sector, and content-wise, we will break even already next year. In order to scale and increase our impact, we are looking for a pre-seed investment of 400,000 euros. Our team has a strong technical, sustainability, and business backgrounds. We have what it takes. We are Compact. We help companies act sustainably, and we are happy to have you on board. Thank you.
That was perfect timing, Agla. Thank you so much for your pitch. Let's go to the jury questions. Who would like to go first? Rick, go ahead.
I'm curious about the user experience. So people on board, we all want to be more sustainable. You're sending them new messages, so on online. And I'm sure there's a high level of excitement. How do you keep that level of excitement? How do you keep people engaged over a longer period of time?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So we keep the content interesting for the users, so and also in that sense balanced. So today, just Remy from Swedbank also said that he's waiting ahead that the bot would start chatting with him again. So it's actually you get a new friendship basically. So people are actually excited to use it, and it's informative but also fun.
Great. Anyone else from the jury would like to ask a question? Julia, go ahead.
So one, I like the presentation, thanks. Do you support companies in developing their sustainability goals? How do you make sure that it integrates with each company?
Yeah, so we can also tailor the content according to the company's needs. So this is also what we do. For example, instead of sending one huge report to your employees, hey, please read this 100 pages something, we integrate these tiny pieces of information. And so we can develop the content hand in hand together with the company.
Okay, thank you.
Great. The third question, we have still time for that. Brianna?
I guess my question is, how do you discern impact when you're working with such a large variety of companies?
How do we, what was the question?
Rihanna, could you please?
How do you, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, could you please rephrase the question? Was it design the impact?
Yes, how do you figure out like the best ways to implement impact or guide companies when there's such a variety of ways to be impactful and each company has different preferences of what to prioritize?
Yeah. So we can also tailor the content to the company's needs. So if they want to have more of corporate-related information, then we can add that. Or some companies have said that they want to change the habits of how employees act also after the working time. So we can change it a bit, and we can also measure when users answer to the questions. Then we can measure their progress and how the CO2 footprint is getting smaller and smaller.
Thank you. Thank you for the jury. Thank you, Agla. I think you may have a lot of chats with the corporates in this room about Compact. Thank you, Agla. And let's see, at the Menti, here we go, 62% would like to invest in Compact. But the one-way ticket to a tropical island, this is also very a good proposal. But of course, you know, if you invest in a good startup, then you can go to as many tropical islands as you want. All right, let's go to the next startup. So next up pitching is going to be Walk 15. And Walk 15 is led by Vlada Masudaite, the CEO of Walk 15. And Vlada has so much energy, you wouldn't believe it. Like, she is a powerhouse, and she created Walk 15, but as we, in our team, we were discussing, probably after Walk 15, she creates Swim 15, Climb 15, Karate 15, and many other 15s. So, Vlada, please come to the stage and share about your project.
Hello, my name is Vlada, and I am founder of Walk 15 app. And actually, I try 150 different sports, and I was European second league and Lithuanian champion. But I like walking. Because I create Walk 15 app, we launched it in 2019 in Vilnius, and actually last year our revenue was 500,000. Our MRR it is 38K. I am very proud with my team, and actually we made this record in April, and our app users actually now it's 316. And yes, we are Walk 15 app. It is mobile app for walking. And we solved the problem that companies do not have a convenient tool to engage with their employees and with the target audience to the healthiness and sustainability topics. It's mean, for example, one day EuroLeague, it's basketball league, called me and asked, Vlada, could you help me solve with 3 sustainability goals, and because we didn't have one tool, and we want to engage basketball fans because they go with the car, they throw a lot of CO2, they don't care about their food, and actually we invite all EuroLeague, actually we are all basketball players to walk in step challenges. And it is our main business model, and we sell for companies our step challenges in global. We repeat our business model in Denmark, and we already scale from Europe. Actually, yesterday we have very good deal with DKV. It is Germany, and why we need money now. And all user came organically, and yes, I am very proud that we help people more to walk. Actually, we help people change their habits, and yes, it is a lot of step challenges, and it is my team. Hi Sergey, hi Edgaras, hi Rugile, and yes, I am very proud that I am not alone. A lot of salaries, yes. But why I fundraising now? I already have commitment 150,000 euro, and Now we are in seed stage and we're looking more money. Could you leave because no, okay.
It's all right, Vlada. We have you. It's enough. You don't need the slides. So all good. The jury. Do you still have questions? That's the
Where
question.
I should look? There or there? Because
you look anywhere you want. Everybody
okay.
wants to see you, so
okay.
it's your choice.
I will in your eyes. Okay.
So the jurors, tell us, what questions do you have for Vlada?
They're shocking.
Rick, go ahead.
No question, but a comment. So I just signed up. I'm excited to go walking today.
And actually, you, for example, when you will be in Vilnius, you can change your steps to the electricity car for sharing, and you can change your 30,000 steps to the €1. And actually, we work with Spark, and I like so much this idea because we want that all of you, say goodbye for your personal car. As I made.
Perfect. What a great noble goal. All right. Go ahead, Julia.
Yeah. Wait, so I love your energy. It's really good to hear you talk. I am a little bit confused about what the challenges can be like. So how do you work with the companies? How can employees get kind of reimbursed? Is that what it is?
Yes. I know that it look very strange, yeah, because companies, we are B2B, we have B2B business model, and we sell step challenges for companies. Actually, in Lithuania, work very, very nice inbound, but in Denmark, work outbound principle. It is mean that, for example, when you are in HR, you just want to find the tool which can engage your employees and to explain, to educate it about sustainability topics. And for example, your company is based in 4 countries, and you want to find very nice tools who are safe, because we don't track your location as EuroLeague use, and you engage with teams or individual step challenges. And we sell via employees' numbers our step challenges. For example, when you are from Swedbank, I know that already Swedbank work with Walk 15, and you just work in 3 countries, then you can explain about all development sustainability goals for example, your employees, because we send notification, and Walk 15 already sent for you invoice. Send invoice, yes. And for example, after that, marketing person said, oh my God, it's so nice tools. Oh, Vlad already has with Walk 15 10% of all Lithuania markets. It sounds unbelievable. Maybe we can put public challenge and, for example, to engage all our companies' target audience, then you pay for Walk 15 €10,000, because we are as a channel to not only engage your target audience, but explain about your topics. And after that, oh, it's nice tools to put, for example, some value. Then you are retail, and we work with our retail in Lithuania. You can change your 20,000 steps to the 20% discounts to the fruits and vegetables. And retail said it's very nice idea, because baskets grow 20%. And it is now finished.
Vlada, you explained it perfectly. Amazing. So Vlada explained it perfectly, and in one question, in one answer, she answered all the possible questions the jurors might have. So perfect.
It is maybe because I worked 10 years in television, sports news presenter.
All right. Thank you so much. Viskas. So let's see what the audience think of the startup and whether they would invest. And actually, I'm noticing some sort of like dynamic that, you know, it's always around 70% for the startup and 30% or 25% for something else. So that's interesting. Maybe, you know, we have 75% investors in the audience, and then 25% just want to hang out, have fun, and other things. All right, perfect. So let's move on to the last startup of this batch, of the first half of the pitching session, and it's actually Pocklet. So, you know, Pocklet is this startup represented by Thomas Mendelsonas, who is a chief teacher and co-founder at Pocklet. But, you know, what does Pocklet do? So you all know Warren Buffett, right? The fancy investor guy who, you know, eats at Burger King or McDonald's, I don't know what it is. You know, he bought his first stock at 11. He was 11 years old, he bought his first stock. But if Pocklet was available then, he would buy it at preschool. And, you know, he would be like 10 times more successful right now. So what Pocklet does is provides financial literacy for the kids to actually be able to educate their parents, I guess, I don't know, and, you know, to give even more financial advice for the parents of what to buy, what sweets to buy, not to buy, and other things. So, Thomas, take it away and tell us what Pocklet does.
Thanks for the great introduction. So I'm Thomas from Pocklet, and what's Pocklet? In short, so it's a financial education app for kids and teens with digital wallet and a payment card. Yeah, so what's the problem? The problem is very straightforward. Many people lack basic financial knowledge, yeah, and if we want to work on that, we need to teach kids proper financial skills as early as possible. Yeah, but at the same time, the access to modern financial education tools is very limited. So let's dig deeper into our product. So we have a great financial education part with interactive chatbot and social media-based lessons for kids, and also tips for parents, as it was mentioned already. Yeah, and there is also a digital wallet with payment card for every child, and all is done in very safe environment. So why parents love Pocklet? So the key reason for that is that we educate the kids about money. That's important. And why kids love Pocklet? So they want to be independent, they want to have their own card. Also, they're very happy that they can find new ways how to earn money on our app. Yeah, so our target market is whole European economic area. So we launched our app on September 1st last year, so already onboarded around 17,000 registered users. We have a great team, great founding team with extensive experience in education as myself, in business development, in IT. Also, we are supported with great advisors who advise us on fintech, on marketing, on product. Yeah, so we're looking for 200,000 euros. And this money will be used for growth hacking, basically, and for driving new sales. Yeah, and here you can see our advisory board, so really smart guys. If you need advice, call me. Yeah, and that's it from my side. These are my contacts, so yeah, let's talk.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you. I think we're all very excited to hear what has the jury taken from this presentation. Yeah, Sahiba, go ahead.
Well done, Thomas, and great progress since September. And 17,000 people, it's a lot. My question is, how much is your MRR right now?
So 1,500 euros per month.
And subscription per person or subscription per user?
It's 3 euros per month.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who would be next? Yeah, go ahead.
What sort of feedback loops do you have with your current customer base? Something that was spoken about before was ensuring people continue to use the app after they enroll initially.
So if I understood correctly, the feedback from the customers, yeah?
Yes, like how, if there's like any sticking points or things like that, just so you're adjusting it properly and making it easier for customers to use.
Actually, I already mentioned for the parents, like we have two very distinct customer groups, parents and kids, and their needs differ a lot. So for the parents, we're selling education. That's the most important for them. That's what we are eager to pay, because yeah, we do the job. We don't have to educate the kids. Of course, they have to participate, but as we all know, we have not so much time for that, and we know the statistics. Yeah. So, and for the kids part, it's the independence. It's very important for them that from, for example, 8 years old girl or boy can go to the shop and buy things from their own card. That's very, very exciting for them. And also earning money. Yeah, it doesn't matter are you 8 years old or 80 years old. You are all thinking about how to earn money. And to tell the truth, these small guys, young guys, also thinking about that a lot. Yeah, so and we can help with that.
Yeah, if Spockler would help everyone to become more like Warren Buffett, then we would be good.
Thank you.
I think we still have time for one more question, if we have one. Okay. No more questions anymore. But I think, thank you so much, Thomas. Thanks for pitching, and we'll check out what did the audience vote on. You know, to be honest, this one is almost unfair because it's like literally everyone's dream to go to Hogwarts, so at least you could give it to your kids. But of course, Spockler is holding on strong in this fight. So really good to see. Yeah, Spockler may pay for Hogwarts themselves, for sure. Great, so thanks a lot for voting. We'll continue the voting during the second batch of our pitching session, but for now, it's exactly the time to have a bit of a break to refill or fill your popcorn buckets, and we'll be coming back in around 10 minutes or so.
Sounds great.
So, break time. We see the juries coming back as well. Rick looking good and excited for new pitches. Great.
Rick, is that not Patagonia jacket? Is that?
This is like venture capital, the uniform people put on, the puffy jacket thing. I wore it just for fun.
Yeah.
Great.
Truly a uniform. Great. We're slowly coming back. You know, we had champagne and popcorn, so it's truly fun out here. So you're always welcome to join us at the Rockit Hub here in Vilnius.
True. And also there is, I mean, while we are still gathering, there is two things to celebrate minimum today.
Mm-hmm.
First one is this event, and second one is one of our colleagues, I cannot see her right now, is actually having her birthday today. So we can say happy birthday to Elena whenever you see her. She's probably already drinking champagne with somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, Elena is very bright today with all of the red suit. So yeah, please say happy birthday to her. Okay. We do hear all the popcorns being eaten. That's a good sign.
You know, the problem, or not the problem, you know, it's a blessing and a curse when you have such amazing audience that, you know, wants to talk to each other so much, then you cannot gather them back from the networking to just come back and listen to the pitches. So that's kind of the double-edged sword, so to speak.
For sure, for sure. But while we wait, we can always, you know, reconnect to Menti, use the code 10156916, and yeah, do these imaginary investments.
Actually, investments are not imaginary, so your accounts are automatically charged when you choose one or another. So I mean, please keep in mind, Spockler helped us do it. You know, they are financial wizards here, so you know they said, okay, we can connect some way through Wi-Fi and other things. So
yeah, I'm happy that Trinity Eurex is our legal partner, Roman, when you're making these claims.
True.
All right, I think most likely we should start because the time is running and the event, the show must go on. And right now, we will welcome on the stage the sixth startup, Mindletic. And we'll have Yeva representing Mindletic. And this is truly a really inspirational startup because Yeva created the startup during the COVID pandemic. They were one of the winners of this global hackathon and basically had all the recognition from the global society about the amazing things they do with mental health. So yeah, very important, very amazing startup once again. So Yeva, take it away.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, and action.
Hey everybody. I'm Yeva, founder of Mindletic, mental gym that enables sustainable living through empowering emotional balance. And even with my background in psychology, due to COVID-19, I've experienced this freezing panic attack that resulted in creating Mindletic. That was second runner-up in a global hack from more than 15,000 participants worldwide. But COVID is just one of the triggers in today's world that, according to Harvard Business Review, results in 75% of Gen Z and half of millennials leaving jobs due to burnout and stress. It costs heavily to each lost employee for companies. And World Health Organization reports 4 times of ROI of each invested dollar in mental health. So this is where I believe that we should train our emotional muscles the same way we train our physical body. No matter how mentally fit, we can be always more resilient and more self-aware. So Mindletic offers training individually with personalized training programs, connects you to community activities, as well fosters psychological safety on a team level that results in self-sustaining and more psychologically safe and balanced teams, or connects you to personal one-on-one with a psychologist. And based on data, companies can predict and prevent costly emotional imbalance on the company level. Unlike our competitors, we provide objective, gamified, strictly science-backed, multifunctional, GDPR-compliant, and personalized program. We've already worked with more than 77 B2B clients, some government bodies in EU. We reached above 90 in NPS. We are saving 29 hours of managers' time each month due to working on this emotional security on the team level. We partnered up with Vilnius University, Lithuanian Psychology Association, other partners in mental health, gain global recognition. We see a public interest rising and investments rising in the topic, and other mental health solutions such as Calm, for example, are growing their revenues from 100K to 150 million in the past 6 years. And our business model is based on subscription per month and commission per each happened consultation. During the past year, we've been growing 15% month-on-month in subscription, 51% month-on-month in commission, keeping our NPS high and churn low. Next, we are planning to expand growth team internationally, target US market, and increase our B2C exposure that became available recently. Our executive team has a background in psychology, mental health. Sorry. Thank you.
Sorry, he has to do it because otherwise the Germans in the room, they will come and stop you. You know, they are very precise.
I understand those Germans.
No worries, no worries. All right, maybe the jury has some questions that you know, can let you finish the story. Go ahead, Julia.
I'll get us started. Thank you. So you mentioned that you want to grow internationally, you want to go to the US market. What does your competitor landscape look like? Because even I was thinking Calm or Headspace, there are some solutions like this in the market. So how do you plan to kind of grow with that competitor landscape?
Mm-hmm. So our competitors are either meditation apps or clinics for one-on-one with professionals. In our case, we are building this mental gym concept. So no matter how mentally fit you are, you don't need to be ill to work on your mental health. And employees, which is our main target, can basically choose whether they want to work on themselves by tracking emotional state, getting personalized experience in meditation kind of activities, or with a community in group activities, or with a professional one-on-one. So we are competing between those two roles there.
Thank you. I love it. Like, I would subscribe.
One more subscriber. Great. Any more questions from the jury? Rick, you look...
No, I'm just thinking, and so that last question, the last answer was really insightful. So your clients are corporate-based and you're onboarding groups of people there. One of the secrets to Calm and Headspace was the fact that you can easily onboard. You don't have to be diagnosed with mental health issues. It's something that all of us simply try just for fun, if you will. Is there a component here, or do you have to sort of think you have an issue, think you have a problem, and then you dive in? Or how does that onboarding process work for you?
So for B2B, onboarding process starts by having opening events. We work with managers first. Then we open up and give license to employees where they start tracking their emotional state. There is no diagnosis of, or no diagnostic or no normality which would aim to make you normal. It's more like constant diagnosis, personalized experience per each user. And on a company level, based on data, each month we are providing also some activities. And onboarding basically takes 3 months with more personalization on a company level based on gathered data. So there is some diagnosis, but not like illnesses there. It's just like tracking where we are and where could we go towards emotional balance.
All right, and it looks like we're almost over with the questions. There's only 10 seconds left, so you can say some nice word to the audience before we look at the audience vote.
So I invite everybody to train their emotional muscles. No matter how mindletic you are, we can always be more resilient and self-aware.
Okay, don't hold that. Thank you. All right. It looks like people started to get more into investments after the last comments we made that, the investments are real. So that's great. We have 84% would invest into Mindletic. So actually, that's interesting because the managers can look that, everyone loves their jobs. Only 16% want to burn the money for 3 years. Great. All right. So who do we have next? Next, we have Hold Earth. So Hold Earth is a pre-seed stage startup. But when you look at the startup team, you actually think, okay, these guys, have decades of experience in companies like World Bank, Citco, IBM, crypto startups, fintech startups. What is this group of people doing together? They're trying to save the planet. It looks like, corporate world didn't work too well for them, and, they are trying to save the planet in other ways. So here we have CEO of Hold Earth, Darius, and please, Darius, tell us more.
Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3. My name is Darius. I'm representing Hold Earth, and let me tell you how we are unlocking the carbon market potential. Basically, everything we do on a daily basis. You looking at your phones, your business operations, myself giving this presentation, everything results in us leaving carbon footprint. And that's a bad thing. We have to do something about it, and we need a healthy, sustainable investment market for that, which is not the case right now. It's actually a mess. It's suffering from a number of issues like greenwashing, lack of transparency, and especially lack of supply of new projects in the market. Basically, businesses are struggling to find where to put their money. This is what we're tackling with our solution. We are focusing on delivery of those new projects to the market. We're enabling new financing opportunities for those projects. We're putting the necessary level of transparency on everything with our blockchain solution, basically connecting the dots for all market participants. Let me give you a quick tour of how we're doing that. We're taking the real-time project in the industry, for example, forestry. We're putting that project on chain on our platform with all necessary data necessary for your investment decision. That project over time absorbs carbon from the atmosphere, which results in carbon credit. That way, we are creating the necessary instruments for the market participants, yourself, investment managers, retail clients, organizations, businesses, to interact with the market and make the impact and make sustainable investments. Our target market is expected to achieve about $50 billion by 2030 and will continue to grow over the next few decades. As you can see from this very scary-looking chart, which we don't have time to look at, the section in red shows that the market impact, the potential of the market is actually huge, whereas the funding the market receives is miserable. The opportunity to make a change is right there. Our client outreach has shown that over 1/3 of our approach clients, S&P 500 companies, FTSE 100, they're interested, 1/3 of them are interested in our product and are happy to continue to work with us. We are currently finalizing the delivery of 3 projects to our clients and looking for more projects in so-called Global North, which is mainly Europe. We have a very sophisticated and diverse team with experiences in sustainability, investment management, and technology capable of achieving the results we're aiming for. We're currently in a very infancy stage and raising seed. We're happy to consider your approach with us. We've already gathered a good company with Startup Wise Guys, early Coinbase investor, and Polygon chain on with our company. I'm inviting everyone to join our journey to turn carbon liability into carbon opportunity. Thank you.
Amazing, Darius. Thanks a lot for your pitch. Let's see what the juries have thought of it. Who would like to go first and ask a question? Yeah? Yeah, Rihanna, go ahead.
I think that this is brilliant. Solving for redundancy in the carbon markets is definitely necessary. So I'm really excited about this. I was just wondering how you guys are assessing the impact of the different projects you're putting on your platform.
What we are focusing right now in making the change in this industry is actually deliver the supply. Our outreach has showed that there isn't a supply in the market. Therefore, The first step we see in solving the whole issue is bringing the supply side. Then it's really up to the business how to interact with those projects. For example, they can kickstart the project by providing the necessary capital at the very beginning to plant trees and engage in sustainable agroforestry. Those businesses can actually see themselves on the ground, the impact they're making. That's why I focused the locality, the closer to business approach, because we are focusing on projects that are within common sense geographical approach to the business. So say on day one, they see plain field. After a year, they see the development of that project, trees growing. That's the impact we consider sustainable, and we can easily scale that.
Thank you, Darius. Who would like to go next? Julia?
Oh yeah. So I really do enjoyed the presentation. Definitely think there's a lot of opportunity here. Do you guys think about any prevention type of projects, kind of changing the behavior before, like there's something kind of wrong that's already happened, for example, working with farmers or agriculture?
Right now, because the farming part is a bit more complicated, we are engaging with market leaders and participants who are operating in that area. There isn't a clear, simple, like straightaway solution for that. We are focusing more on the sustainable agroforestry because that's a bit more easier to manage, and you can see the impact. You can actually quantify it. The whole reason why we're here is because the market is fucked up. It's not transparent. It's dominated by old school approach. That's why we want to challenge that. And it'll take time for market to have more clear framework. For those who are familiar with the market, it's a very dynamic place over the last 12 to 18 months. There will be more clarity over the next few years. So before the clarity sets up, we are focusing on the supply side. And along the road, we have a bit of solutions in mind, like satellite imagery, AI. We are engaging with sustainability companies in the field. So we hope that over the next few years, I'll have a more clear answer to provide to you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We have 10 seconds left, so I guess that was the last question for Darius. But as we all know, each startup can be reached for any of the investors after the demo day, and we'll be more than happy to connect. Thanks so much, Darius. And now let's have a look on the most daunting vote, which is the audience vote. And here we go. Oh, so many people want to create their own crypto coins. Okay, that's an interesting narrative. Maybe I think you can actually, again, work with the holders team to connect and make carbon markets even more transparent using the blockchain and crypto. So I'm sure you're gonna figure that out together. Next startup is gonna be Pingin. And Pingin is actually represented by Jonas Jogas, the CEO of Pingin. We have met the startup during the hackathon, the PropTech hackathon we hosted. And we actually still have a question, why is there a logo of a penguin in your Pingin name? So maybe you will answer that.
It just seems like that.
It seems like that. Okay, so here you go, the answer. And while Jonas is going to be talking, we may also think, where do we want to invest, right? Co-working villa for summer vacation, an option. Okay, so Jonas, go ahead.
1, 2, 3, and action. Hello, everyone. I hope that after this presentation, all of you will go to your managers and send them to the landlords so they all get Pingin, and get Pingin for your building that you are working in. So Pingin is, we create building ecosystems. So actually, Pingin started some years ago when one of our founding partners who's been working in one of those 90% companies, he was looking for the solution which would reduce client service costs, which would engage tenants and tenant employees, and would add some extra additional revenue to the business. So at that time, he didn't find none solution, and we started developing Pingin. So Pingin, with Pingin, we build ecosystem which provides tenant experience, accounts, monetizes, and creates marketplace for in the building. Currently, we have some clients already working with Pingin in Lithuania, and there are like 10,000 employees already happier while using our platform. There are more than 1,000 businesses that we support, and currently we have like 10 landlords who make the operations more efficient. We looked deeper into the market, and the market in Europe, we saw that there are like 232 million square meters of office space, of modern office space. There are like 23 million people who are using that office space, and 460,000 tenants who live there. We've been working for like 3 years, and during that period, we've been changing our functionality. Last year, we attracted 180,000 euro initial investment. Our MRR currently is 9,000 euro per month, 12,000 euro we are finalizing within like next 2 months. Since Lithuania was just a sandbox for us, we're looking for expansion into the other markets, namely Germany and Poland. We have developed a flexible B2B SAS business model, which we monetize. We have a strong team and look for some financing.
Of the Penguin startup that has the penguin logo, but jury, tell us, what are your questions? Go ahead.
I think that this is a great idea. I know everything in China is kind of centralized on WeChat, and they even connect with like other tenants in their building and landlords and stuff. And it's really great to see like the electrical capacity and the interconnectedness come to Europe and through your startup. My question is, how does your revenue structure work? Do you charge both the landlords and the tenants for using it, or is it one-sided where the landlords just pay?
Currently, we charge just landlords, but we foresee that while creating a marketplace, we will charge some percentage from the deals or the revenues generated by the landlord and the marketplace.
Thank you.
All right. Second question. Who wants to go first? Second.
Go ahead.
Rick? Oh, Sohiba?
I will allow Rick to ask his question.
Okay. So I hadn't heard the term tenant ecosystem before, and this feels like a social network amongst the various tenants, or a chance to issue comments and complaints to the landlord. Do I have that right? What's a tenant ecosystem?
Yes, it's actually we connect everything what is going on in the building. You can manage everything starting from parking, access control, coffee machines, printing, electric car charging, etc., etc. So we interconnect every services and products that can be provided by the landlord in the building.
Cool, that's helpful.
All right. Sohiba, would you like to go next? Do you still have a question?
Yes, I think you didn't have a chance to finish, but how much are you having a fundraising now? Or how much are you fundraising?
Yes, we are looking for 1.5 million for expansion into other markets.
So investors, take notes. Maybe this is an opportunity. And Julia, do you have any final questions? We still have 1 minute. So if you do,
Yes, quick question. How are you tracking the happiness? I thought that was interesting.
Sorry, what?
Or I'm trying to look for the right word, but how are you tracking the happiness of the tenants?
How we are tracking? Currently, we are not measuring, but we see that with our app there is like more possibilities for the employees, and besides that, we are not only ones in the market. So some surveys have been made already, by some other companies. So we do not measure currently.
Okay, thank you.
But there is a possibility in our app to make a surveys as well, include that.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
perfect. So the questions are over. You have answered them. Well done. And yeah.
Thank you.
Round of applause. All right. So who's going next? And the next is Citify, which is a very cool name, actually, I think. But the CEO of Citify, the co-founder, is Edmundas Jankauskas. And to be honest, from my perspective and from our perspective, he seems like the perfect entrepreneur. Because how we met, actually, I called him up and I said, listen, we are having this panel discussion. We have the Sustainable Innovation Community Special Fridays. Would you like to join? He said, I'm in. 5 seconds he was making a decision. He didn't hear any details. He just said, let's do it. So, he knows a good opportunity when he hears one, when it knocks on his door. And that's why it makes him a great businessman, we think. But, let's see what Citify is all about. Edmundas, your turn.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Edmundas. I'm founder of Citify, and I'm here to tell you all about us. And I see that our presentation is an old one, actually. So I'll try to do my best. So what we're doing is basically, okay, I'll start there. What you see mostly is endless constructions in the cities, right? Whenever you go, you see cranes popping up, building something, etc. Why does this happen? Because people are moving into cities, cities are growing, there is endless need for living spaces and services. And, sorry.
Next slide, I guess.
No, it's okay.
So maybe let's do it this way. Because
okay.
You would probably do well, even with the technical difficulties, but maybe we can fix the presentation somehow. And the technical team, is there anybody who can help us? Or what do we do? Because there seems to be a problem, correct, Edmundas?
Yeah. It's an old presentation.
Is that not your presentation?
It's mine, it's old.
Old?
Yeah, it's not fixed.
It might, yeah.
Hello, okay. Maybe we can just reverse then the startups and figure out the presentation, and then we have another startup joining in for now?
Sure.
Yeah?
Sure. Yeah.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I guess, Edmundas, let's give you some time to prep with the presentation, approximately 6 minutes while another startup pitches, and then we do this again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? No worries. Always happens.
It wouldn't be a proper event if something didn't go wrong, especially on technical side. So, everything is according to plan.
Always. So everything's according to plan, and then we will actually have the famous German coming in finally on the stage. So this is one of our amazing startups, Thrive, and we have Friedrich here. And fun fact about Friedrich is that, while he is a super hip startup founder living in Berlin, he's also a very classic guy, because we had this one dinner when everyone's paying with smartwatches and wireless payments and stuff, and Friedrich just threw up some cash on the table. So real German. Friedrich, we're so happy to have you here. Thanks for flying in, and we'll give you the stage to you.
Go ahead.
Great, thanks a lot.
Then 1, 2, 3, and action.
All right. The technical
Here we go. All right. So I'm Friedrich, the famous German, happy to be here and talk about how we at Thrive create something that is very German, very mechanic. It's data. Thrive provides a data engine for anytime and anywhere healthcare. And I'll spend a bit of time to actually explain why this is relevant. The healthcare sector, we probably know, is the most expensive global industry. That's what societies spend most money on. And it's a number with a lot of zeros. It's 8.3 billion, and it grows tremendously. Every year it grows faster than the inflation rate. So there's a real growth in costs over time, and actually up to 25% of this spending is lost. So societies around the globe spend a lot of money, but it's not effective. And now there's been something going on in the last 2 years, which is this virus. This has swept through societies and ignited a kind of change to a new care model, which is digital and available anytime, anywhere, within your smartphone. And this change is happening at this time. In the US, it's around 50% that are using digital tools. We have an almost 20% growth rate year on year, and it's projected that 12% of all healthcare spending is going to be on digital. So healthcare is available anytime, anywhere, but to measure health anytime, anywhere, you have wearables and connected sensors, but they're all locked in their different data silos. And that's what Thrive, finally, we are solving. We provide a single connector to the data that users bring to digital health. We cover more than 500 devices, 200 metrics, all that in a unified API. We do that globally. We have more than 80 customers in 10 countries. We serve 2 million users, process 10 billion data sets every month for insurances, for digital health services, and also for research. And in this acceleration program with Rockit, we had the pleasure to work together with Swedbank, and I'll dive into that in a minute. Just some more figures. We have 0 live customer churn, strong 6-digit MRR, favorable year-on-year growth of factor 3 and above, and a team of 25 out of Berlin. With Swedbank, we're currently exploring on how to keep people more healthy in their daily life and activity, and we are also looking into how to detect health risks early on when checking the availability of an insurance. So that's, in a nutshell, who we are. We're not looking for funding at the moment, but join us as a team member, partner with us, and support our sales. Thank you.
Brilliant. Very efficient. Well done. And now let's go to the questions of the jury. Unless everything was answered already in a 3-minute pitch. Classic Friedrich.
Okay.
Rick,
so,
you look like you have a question.
Sure, quick one. So you're an aggregator of all these various devices that we have. You collect data from them. You provide them to some end customer, whether it's an insurance agent, a corporation, so on. Do I have that? Is that your basic value proposition?
We basically enable bring your own device, right? So whatever device a customer brings, we make it connectable into a digital health service.
Cool. And so if those are the customers, how do you actually reach out to these very large corporations as an individual startup? How do you, first off, what's your sales channel look like, and how do you build trust so you can onboard yourselves?
So at the moment, to be honest, we have, I just looked it up, we have 90% of the customers this year were inbound or through customer recommendation. We're only now building up our sales force. When it comes to trust, we work with the 2 biggest German insurances that cover together 42 million users, and we work for the German government in one of the first COVID-19 digital support tools. So these are like these trust anchors that we can use when talking to big corporations.
Cool. Love the fact you have inbound customer demand. That's awesome.
All right. Next question.
You provide raw data. This might be something that I missed, or do you synthesize the data and present it in a more digestible manner to your customers?
So at this point in time, what we focus on is just to bridge all the different APIs and data structures. So we basically harmonize the data in a single format that makes it easy to plug into the system. We're already moving a bit ahead. So with contemporary wearables and sensors, you can get clues about health risks and deteriorations in health early on. We're currently working on a validation study to detect mental health issues and depression early on. Together with the German Center for Disease Control, we were detecting signs of infectious diseases, so mapping the infection rates of the corona pandemic in Germany. So there's a lot of stuff on top, and we're actually working on that in, I think, 10 or 11 clinical trials at the moment.
That's amazing. There's also like a third vertical of customers where there's a bunch of startups and companies that are trying to use wearables to like, I guess what you're doing is like prevent diseases and help resolve diseases and stuff like that. So it's interesting to see how your customer segment will develop as you grow.
All right, good question. And I guess all the questions were answered during the pitch as well, so that's great. Thank you, Friedrich.
Thank you.
And let's see how the audience did on the investment question. Who would they invest in? A Rolex. That's boring, isn't it? But actually, fun fact about Friedrich. I was just reading Economist, and there was an article. And I'm just thinking, wait a second. What are they writing about? Isn't that the use case in Germany that Friedrich's company did on the corona studies? And actually, I see Friedrich then posting about it and said, hey, we were just mentioned in The Economist. So, you know, he's doing something right. That's amazing. Is the next startup ready? All right. All technical difficulties solved. Let's do it.
Yep. Okay, hi everyone again. Everything is fixed. Okay, so we've all seen this happen in our cities, right? Endless constructions. This is happening because people are moving into cities. There's a growing need for living space and services, etc. Just around 1 kilometer radius from this place, there are 15 projects ongoing. 27 are planned with investments of €500 million. So you can imagine the scale. Now, just in the Baltics, there are hundreds of projects finished each year. If you are a developer preparing a new business plan for a new development project, you need to understand the current and upcoming market. If you are a retailer or a service provider, and you're looking for new locations, you need to understand what is the population living in your area. And the problem is that currently there is a huge lack of such one point of information for insights place. And we think we can help fix that. What we want to do is to open city projects for everyone by providing data and tools access. So if you're a developer and you're looking to build a new project, you are able to get through tools like market analytics and location analytics to get insights for your business plans. If you're a supplier, you will be able to grow your sales more effectively. And if you're a services provider or retailer, you'll be able to analyze your new locations, not only on current situation of population, mobility, and potential clients, but also see the forecast for the future. Now, our current situation, we have a growing interest in our app. We currently have around 60,000 monthly active users, and we have these local and international companies are already trusting us. Our business model is based on subscription memberships. It is currently a basic data access and tools access, but we also have specialized tools in the pipeline that are already in the testing or development stages that we will be launching soon. So we believe that by building this platform, not only the residents, but also public sector will be engaged in development of the cities. This is our core team. It's a small team. Also have partners in other markets helping us with geographical coverage. And what we're looking right now is for a strategic investor who could support us in PropTech scaling and monetization of the platform. And we'll be using those money to invest into boosting development our expanding our market and building brand awareness and platform. So thank you very much.
When the presentation is right, the timing's on the spot, all's good. Wonderful. Let's go to the jury. Go ahead, Julia.
So thank you for the presentation. I think it's a really cool idea. I'm thinking through who is going to be inputting and updating all of the projects in the app.
Yeah, so we're currently using manual labor and automated tools. It depends on the market that we're in. In Lithuania, it's easier because there's a lot of open data. And in Latvia, where we have in Riga, it's a little bit harder to do that. And in Estonia, it's in the middle. But for Lithuania, for Latvia and Estonia, we have local partners working for us and helping to gather the data. But we're using all the sources that are available to us, meaning municipal pages, open data, media articles, PDFs available online, developer information, etc. Everything we can gather, we're trying to gather.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I imagine this isn't a lot of private information, but I suppose there's a lot of manual labor involved. So, yeah. Thank you.
Great. Who's next? Rick?
Yeah. More a comment than anything else. I think this is pretty cool. I'm always either in my own city or places where I go, what's that? What's being built over here? What's happening back there? And the sources are very disparate. You see it in the newspaper and occasionally websites and things like that, but to actually have a site there. So I do believe that you can build traffic. And with that in mind, how do you end up monetizing this? From a consumer standpoint?
Yeah, so we're in a little pickle situation because we have our main customer is B2B. So we're developing tools and providing data for the B2B sector. We need to get insights into their developments. But on the other side, we have residents who are visiting our website. So we see a potential in advertising. Yeah.
Great. Sahiba, Rihanna, any of the last questions for the last startup that's pitching? Sahiba.
A great project so far. So I had a question. So you don't have any MRR yet, right? Because you are kind of trying to figure out how to charge, or do you have your revenue so far?
We have a revenue, but let's say it's not enough to sustain the complete development of the project. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and Rihanna, maybe the last short question, if you have any, or a comment.
I think, yeah,
time's up.
I mean, the rules are the rules, and they are all equal for everyone. Thanks so much for everyone. So let's have a look on the final kind of Sophie's choice situation. All right, rooftop bar on the top of your apartment block. That sounds cool, but Citify sounds cooler. That's obvious. Amazing, great.
Maybe Citify can have an app where you find the rooftop bars on other apartment blocks, and you don't need yours, because then all the people come in, disturb your sleep, but maybe you can help.
Yeah, that's how smart people do it. Great. So this is actually it. Oh,
oops.
Rick, are you calling us to say who's the winner yet? Yeah, so not yet, Rick. Please don't tell anything to us yet. We will now have 3 awards announced soonish. So we'll have 2 awards that are basically given by the jury, and we will get back kind of all the answers from them in around 15 minutes. But also we'll have a super important public vote award that's going to happen. So once again, you see the Menti. And you can vote for the startup that you like the most. And yeah, there'll be prizes. So please do vote and show your compliments to the ones who pitched.
The only problem right now is that
Vlada, you know, it was like walk 15, swim 15, climb 15, work 15, like so many options. Maybe that's another startup that you've created already. So who knows? Good. So those results we'll also announce in around 15 minutes or so, right?
Sure. And for now, you know, I know you're all excited to see the results. I know you're excited to vote as well. But, you know, you have a chance to also grab some refreshments and, you know, meet us in 15 minutes. And, you know, for the audience online, actually, this is pretty much it. We hope that you enjoyed it. It's been a pleasure to have you watch online, tune in on Zoom, watch on YouTube. And, you know, it's amazing to what extent people actually tune in from many different countries, in many different parts of the world. So we hope you enjoyed it. You know, you won't have a chance to benefit from the networking session we'll have and from the after party, unfortunately, also to the jury. But we give you a promise that next time you're in Vilnius, we'll organize a special networking party, a special after party for you as well. Yeah. And, you know, fun evening will be guaranteed.
Yeah, investor evening with even more impact startups guaranteed for you all.
So, you know, see you at next demo day.
See you at the next demo day. Good. Break?
Yeah, so